So hello everybody, I am Sukriti from Beauty Launchpad, and finally here in an exclusive conversation with the legend, with the guru, with the master, and who needs no introduction, Patrick Cameron.
I'll introduce myself.
Oh,
I'm
yes.
Patrick Cameron and I've flown here and I arrived yesterday from London.
Oh, lovely. So how are you liking it here? See, India made a good weather out.
Do you know, it was so funny because coming here, I was expecting 50 degrees or whatever because I was watching the internet, and of course we arrived here and it was only like, I think 31. So it was lovely. And yes, last night we had a big storm, so that was very dramatic.
Yes.
But no, I love being here in India and I love coming here to help educate some of the hairdressers here.
Oh, lovely. So this is your third
Yes.
visit?
This is my second work visit,
Okay.
but this will be my third visit because I came many years ago to see Delhi and to go to Agra and of course to see the Taj Mahal.
So how did you like it?
Oh, beautiful. I find India a country of contrast. You know, it really is, and it's sort of, the people are so warm and so friendly, and no, they are, they really are, and so it's a pleasure to be back here again.
Oh, so nice to have you.
Thank you.
Okay, so to start with, world knows and respects you as a legend.
Gosh, yes. You know, I always forget. I've been around for such a long time. I forget that everybody knows me or knows of me.
So you tell us something what we don't know about Patrick Cameron.
What you don't know about Patrick Cameron? Well, I think it's quite strange. I'm quite a homebody. So I love being at home. I love entertaining. I love being with my close friends. Because I travel a great deal, I do enjoy the intimacy of being with a much smaller group of people. I often think, I think of myself as two people. There's Patrick Cameron, the international hairdresser who's on stage all over the world. And then there's Patrick Cameron, the private, who tends to be a lot more, not shy, but just a lot easier going. You know, I don't do big things. I like to keep things easy. I like things very simple.
So two contrast personalities.
Two very contrasting personalities, really, I think.
Oh, lovely. And so you were always attracted to hair and to scissors, or you always wanted to do what you're doing?
Well, like many hairdressers, I was trained in the art of cutting hair and colouring, and I absolutely loved that, but my real passion was always long hair. And I think the reason is I love the drama. I like the fact that you could really transform someone who has long hair, you know, by styling it many different ways. And so for me, it was something that I really sort of fell in love with and started doing. And of course, I started teaching long hair right back in the late 1980s, 1990. And at that time, there was no one teaching long hair. You know, it was a real trend not to do long hair. So for me, I could see a real possibility that this was something special. And so that's why I started doing it.
So what Patrick Cameron wanted to be as a child?
Oh, what I wanted to be as a child? I don't know. I think like many creative people, I was very artistic, but not great at school, not academic. You know, I mean, I was all right, but I wasn't wonderful. And really for me, drawing, art, music, I played the piano. And for me, being creative was something who I was. So when I fell into hairdressing, you know, for me it was a real marriage of creativity and craft. Because I think to be a hairdresser, I think you're one of the luckiest, handcraft, you're one of the luckiest people in the world.
Yes. You get to feel.
That's right, and you can really, and if you like people, and I love people, it's a real experience to be able to be creative and make people happy.
So tell me something, how does it feel to, you know, actually put in sync the hair and the hair design that you give to the person and put it in sync with the personality of the person?
I do. No, I do. I mean, what I do when I've got someone sitting in front of me and I'm looking at styling their hair, I look at their face shape. I look at the person's personality. I look at what they're wearing. What are they going to wear? What kind of dress is it going to be? Is it going to be formal? Is it going to be casual? What kind of person are they? Are they a more formal person or are they a more casual person? So I try to take into consideration the personality because it's very important to match these together because the person's got to feel incredibly comfortable with what you give them.
Lovely. Okay. So How did your family support this passion of yours?
They were shocked to start off with when I said I was going to be a hairdresser.
Really?
Yeah,
Why is it?
because they didn't know much about hairdressing. They didn't. No one in my family had ever been a hairdresser, and I think there's a common misconception that hairdressers are made up of people that don't always succeed in life. You know, perhaps they didn't do so well at school, so they would become a hairdresser.
Yeah.
But they could see that I was passionate about it, and they could see that I really loved it, and they 100% supported me in becoming a hairdresser, and they love it, and they're very proud of me now. You know, they follow me around the world on the internet, they see everything I've been doing, and they absolutely love it.
So nice. Okay, so tell us about your milestones.
My milestones. There's actually been a few. My first milestone was going to England. That was a very big milestone because I'm from New Zealand originally, and I grew up in New Zealand, and I left New Zealand when I was 27.
Okay.
And I came to England, and that was probably my very first milestone because that was really me coming into my own, you know, sort of being independent, not having my family, not having my friends, having to stand on my own two feet, manage everything. And so that's a very cleansing process because I think we rely so much on our family, we rely so much on our environment. And when you're taken out of that environment and you have to do something for yourself, that's amazing. I mean, that's really life-changing. So that was probably my very first milestone. My second milestone probably was doing one of the first shows that I ever did in London. And I was doing it for the World Hairdressing Congress, audience of about, I don't know, I think it was about sort of 7,000 or 8,000 people. And at the end I got this incredible standing ovation. And that was a huge milestone. That meant that people really enjoyed what I did, and that was the beginning of my international career. Other milestones have been some of the biggest shows that I've done in the world. Doing a show at the Kremlin in front of 6,000 people, and Mrs. Putin sitting in the audience, you know, and you know, that was incredible to do a show like that. Or to do a show in New York at the Waldorf Astoria, where I had hairdressers from all over the country coming, and I got a standing ovation at the end. So these sort of things help you in what you're doing and to grow. You know, so there have been some amazing milestones in my life.
And if we have to get one turning point of your career, what it would be?
One turning point of my career was I was doing a very big show in England at the Close Show Live in Birmingham, and it was a big show to the public, and so there was, I think it was about 8,000 or 9,000 people in the audience, and I only had a 15-minute presentation. So I thought, instead of cutting hair, I'll put hair up. This is going, I mean, I'm going back probably 28 years ago, 27 years ago, and I thought I'll put hair up. This was the beginning, and I put the hair up on stage. And someone who I respected, who worked for Wella, said to me, "Patrick, I just saw you do your show. I have never seen someone put hair up like you did. I think you should concentrate on long hair." And that was the turning point in my career. About 27, 28 years ago, someone who I respected said, "Patrick, that's special. Go ahead."
For the long hair.
And I did it, and that's what I did.
So you were just out there.
That's what I did. And I started doing just long hair, and everybody said, "You're crazy, you're crazy. Every hairdresser's got a cut. No one will come to a long hair show." And I proved them all wrong. You know,
why is it so? Why do people think that?
Well, back then, all hairdressers who did education had to cut hair. So it was very unusual. You would never go to a seminar of long hair. Long hair was always something that happened at the end of a seminar. You know, you might do 2 or 3 haircuts, then one long hair. Whereas I know here in India it's hard to understand this because in India long hair is such an important part of life. But in Europe, I mean, I'm not talking India, in Europe it wasn't. A lot of people had just come through sort of the 80s, the 70s, the 80s. No one dressed hair. It was all about hair cutting, colouring, leaving hair natural. And so it was a real turning point for me to really concentrate just on long hair.
Do you think that mindset and that opinion about long hair has now changed?
Oh,
after?
absolutely, 100%. Because now we look at the trends, we look at magazines, we look at fashion runways, we look at beautiful magazines like yours, like Launchpad, and it's all about long hair, you know, long hair, colouring long hair, conditioning treatments, cutting long hair. So no, long hair is part of the hairdresser's vocabulary now.
So, like you've said, you've visited India before. You've seen the talent around.
Yes.
What do you think about it?
Oh, I think that the hairdressers are incredibly skilled at dealing with this humidity and the hair. You know, I mean, this is a very complicated country to live in when it comes to hair, because of course, you know, you have temperatures that go so high, you have humidity, which absolutely changes hair, you know, for sure. I would just like to say, I think one of the key things, and I know this is not part of the Indian way of thinking, products are so important, you know, styling products. And I know that quite a small percentage of the people here don't use a lot of styling products, and you know, I think styling products for me are absolutely incredible, and especially when you've got humidity like this and you've got an environment like this, it's really important to get the best styling products so that you can manage your hair at home.
So do you think hairdressers' hair need to be more aware about, so that they can at least suggest that to their
Absolutely. So I think I would like your readers to ask questions. You know, talk to the hairdresser. Get the hairdressers to talk to their product companies like Wella and say, listen guys, I've got problems. I need help with this or this or this.
So that's an important tip, that we need to
Absolutely. Because I mean, we're
yes.
sitting in a beautiful studio which is full of education. You know, hairdressers can come to Wella, they can be educated by Wella, and then we can share with them how to really work with hair in the best possible way, how to help them. Not to tell them what to do, because that's important, but to help them.
So you have this very fun, you're known to have this fun way of educating. Tell me something about it.
Well, I mean, I believe education should be enjoyable. I think you should learn. Absolutely, that's absolutely paramount. But you know, when people come to see me, they want to have fun, they want to learn, they want to be taken on the journey. So when they come to my show, and this is what we'll see tomorrow, they want to see the details, they want to see what I'm teaching them. So I tie it together with fun, and I think because I'm very used to working with non-English speaking people, because I travel around the world and I deal with people that don't speak English, sometimes body humor, noises, sounds, just the way that you present is really important to connect. Exactly. That's 100% correct. Connect. You've got to connect with your audience. And I think what I like to do with my audience is I like to share. I don't like to tell my audience, you must do this, you must do that. I like to share with them. And I want them to come on my journey. Come with me for an hour or 2 hours. Let me share with you different ideas.
So it's the exchange of creativity.
Absolutely. Totally, yeah.
So what Patrick Cameron, the master, the guru, he has in store for us?
I have the most.
What we should look for?
I have a beautiful collection. It's called Modern Vintage, and the collection is inspired loosely on the 1960s. In the 1960s, we saw a lot of hair that was quite bouffant, bigger, back-combed, and so on. Retro, vintage. So the feeling that they're going to see is that feeling of how to get these amazing looks, but with a modern feeling. Making hair a little bit more casual, a little bit younger. And as I say, the trend now for long hair, if I was going to have a word that said what is the trend, it's very easy: sexy. Sexy, beautiful, simple hair. Hair that is not complicated, hair that goes up that's easy, and young. You know, and this is the big thing. I think here in India, because the wedding is such a formal event, and the Indian bride is probably the most important day. And also here in India, which is quite different from a lot of countries, sometimes your weddings can go over a period of days. Also the bride sometimes, not always, but sometimes can have several changes. So they can go from a very Western feeling with a very Western traditional, Western beautiful white dress to a very, very beautiful sari and a more traditional look.
Yes.
So I think what I can offer the hairdressers is when they're going for that Western look and they're going for that more trend-based look, this is what we'll be doing. Because I think the hairdressers already here in India do a beautiful, beautiful classic look. Yeah, beautiful classic. So I'm just going to add to it. I'm going to add to it. You know.
So it's going to be exuberant.
Yes.
Huh?
Well, you're going to ask me, have I ever been to an Indian wedding?
I was about to go.
Do you know what? We were lucky enough, last time we were here, we were lucky enough to sneak into a wedding. Now
Really?
we weren't invited, we weren't, but we were going to a beautiful hotel for dinner, and there happened to be an amazing wedding going on in the hotel. And the people I was with said to me, "Come, Patrick, come, let me show you a wedding." So we went through the side door, and I could see a beautiful throne for the husband, and on the opposite side of the room, a beautiful throne for the bride.
Yes.
And I could see all of these gifts, and I said, "Wow, the bride and groom have got these amazing gifts." They said, "No, these are for the visitors,
people who have come,
the people who are coming. They're going to get these gifts."
Yeah.
So I was absolutely fascinated, but I loved the intricacy of the level of detail, and I really respect that, you know, and I just thought it was incredible, absolutely incredible.
Did you ever get a chance to do an Indian bride?
No. Sadly, no, I haven't. I have spoken to several brides because they've asked me on advice, but no, because I travel all over the world and I'm literally from one end of the world to the other, it's impossible to book me to do that. Because as you know, with a bride, you have to do consultation, you have to do practices, rehearsals, a lot of pre-work before the day. And no, it's not really what I do.
So, in any of your future collection, can we expect Indian weddings to be one of the inspirations?
Well, to be honest with you, when I present here, I'm always thinking about, when I come here to present, how would this work? So I might change things a little bit tomorrow, just to sort of encompass the Indian bride. But I think really long hair for me, there are so many different interpretations of what a bride wants.
Right.
So I think all of the hair that I do is very current.
Globally
for bridal.
yes.
Yeah. All you do is change the dress and the hair accessories.
Oh, so nice. Okay. So,
But I do love the Indian bride, and I think that's a great idea for a collection. You heard it here.
So I gave you an idea.
There you go.
Okay, so one last question before we start our rapid fire questions. I have 4 quick rapid fire questions for you, but before that I just want to know that what keeps you going to handle this success?
I think for me it's just always trying to do better than you did last. I don't believe that you're as, like you said to me, I'm a guru, I'm a god, I do long hair. I don't think of myself that way, you know. I try to be the best I can, and I try to do the best I can. I try and make sure that the next thing I do is better than the thing I did before. So I'm always pushing for that excellence of what I want.
That's your work mantra as well?
That's right. So always pushing that workmanship more and more.
So last segment, rapid fire round. So we'll have 5 quick questions from you. Your favorite hairstyle?
My favourite hairstyle probably is the beautiful classic bouffant, which is sort of very raised and very shaped in the hair. I love that. I love that beautiful feeling of classic elegance, that real Vogue feeling, you know.
Okay. Favorite hair accessory?
Favourite hair accessory for me at the moment is the Alice band, is the band that you put on the hair.
Okay.
Because I'm starting to use that a lot on different things, you know, adding little bits of, I like simple accessories. I don't like things that are too ornamental.
Okay.
Now, interesting, for a lot of the Indian weddings, the accessories are so incredible. So for that, I love it. Yeah, I love it. But for me, when I'm doing my shows, I like accessories that are quite simple.
Okay, so hairband.
Hairbands.
Okay. Favorite hair product?
Favorite hair product, or Lux Elixir. It's like a beautiful oil for the hair. It is stunning in wet hair, dry hair. Put it through. It smells amazing. Luxe Elixir, incredible.
Okay. What's trending?
What's trending? With long hair, easy, sexy. Hair that's soft, hair that's really textured, and hair that's bigger. So we're looking at back combing in the hair, and we're looking at fullness.
Okay. If not hairdresser, Patrick Cameron would have been?
So, I quite like the idea of being an architect. I love architecture. I love houses. I love design. Probably an interior designer. I think that's lovely. So designing interiors and the architecture of design, I would really like that.
So anything related to creativity, designs, you're attracted.
Yes.
Okay. 2 quick tips to the hairdresser, budding hairdressers.
Quick tips. Okay. First of all, quick tip number 1. As you're learning, learn everything. Try and learn everything. Please, fashion's a circle. It goes round and round. You must learn. So make sure that you learn under a master. Make sure that someone can really share with you how to work with hair. Second tip, hook into education. Learn. Yeah, absolutely. Come to Wella, come to the studio. Learn the latest color techniques, the latest tricks. Always refresh your career.
Keep
it up. Otherwise, if you don't, you can become complacent. You can sort of go, oh, I'm not sure, I don't know, you get bored.
Yeah.
Keep on refreshing all the time. You can always learn.
It was lovely chatting with you. Thank you so much.
Pleasure, my darling.